Once I started this strategy, literally from 4 years of making pennies, little money a month, literally about 9 months from this point, we brought in our first meal.
Boom, welcome to the channel again. Got another episode with Sir Michael O. More training, more chats on investment, some talks about the party this weekend, and yeah, I hope you like this one.
Yo, I woke up the number of bottles, even my reservoir, my little wall of champagne, all my good champagne was gone. I'm like, yo, people just out here drinking my Long Perrier. Thankfully they didn't touch the Cristal, because I would have sued somebody. Crypto got people shook. I'm seeing people on Instagram crying. They're like, people are crying about their, people are crying that their life savings are gone.
You know, it's like everyone is panic selling. And remember 4 years ago when the dip, remember the original dip from 4 years ago when everyone came in on a hype? Then it was like May, what was it, May?
This is what happens.
It was May 2017, isn't it?
Yeah.
The dip happened.
And
panic selling.
This is, remember, the more awareness that crypto has, the more newbies it invites into the space, right? Somebody has heard their brethren say, I put a grand in and I took 10 grand out. So everybody is FOMOing in and jumping in on the hype, right? But what you're not understanding is, number one, it's a very, very, very young space. Like less than 1% of the world is into cryptocurrency. So that's still a very, 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 very young space. So it's extremely volatile. And at the moment, because whales are people who own tons of big accounts, because they know that there are so many young retailers into crypto, they've been dumping and pumping. So literally 2 weeks ago, there was an account that holds over 100,000 Bitcoins. So 100,000 Bitcoins, they had bought it the week before. And then literally 2 weeks ago, they sold everything. And then literally when the price dumped, 4 days later, they went and bought back 120,000 Bitcoins.
There was a whale account. One guy, he had, I think he had about 3,000. And he sold the 3,000 the same way, dumped it during that period. Then when I bought 3,500 a few days later. So I was laughing because I was saying to people, they was like, I'm going to sell all my things. I'm like, it's a cycle.
Come on.
Do not sell.
This is not some get rich quick scheme. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be in it for the long run. And you've got to think about it. For those of us who are in it, who have been in it from 18 months, 12 months, even people who have been in it 4 years, whatever, this is the time that they've been taking profits. When they're taking profits, that's when you're now jumping in. Right? So you're, of course, like you're not going to put money in today and next week. This is not one of those WhatsApp scams. That's not what this is, right? You just need to be willing to play the long game. And if you're willing to play the long game, if you're willing to give it 6 months, if you're willing to give it 12 months, if you're willing to give it 2 years, wait till the next bull run even, you're going to win. There are 2 rules that you've got to understand when you're investing in the markets, whether it be crypto, stocks, Rule number 1. Forget emotions. You need to not get emotional about your money. Get fully detached from your money. You have to buy low and sell high, right? When everybody is hyping about a particular project, a particular coin, or a particular whatever it might be, that's not when you get involved, right? You get involved when nobody's talking about it. Because by the time that everybody has jumped in on it, it's already reached the peak, and the people who have been at the bottom are gonna start taking their profits. So if you're getting in at the top, it's like catching a falling knife. You're gonna lose. That's just the way it goes. But people get emotional. They see the awareness, they see the hype, and then they want to come. And this is why whales have been dumping, right? Because they want to shake out all of the newcomers who are not understanding what they're investing in.
It's like autumn. Drop them leaves. Yeah,
it is what it
literally,
is.
It
is what it is. So
it's been funny because all my friends who've literally just come in, like all of them are just panicking. I'm like, watch the trends. 2017, a lot of us panicked. 2008. Remember I told you that the other day, me, Hacks, and a few had Ethereum before. Before Ethereum was a hype. We had Ethereum and Litecoin. And we dropped out everything because we panicked in 2017.
Right. And those times we were buying Ethereum for 30, 40 pounds.
Exactly. No, we had loads at that period.
30, 40 pounds. Ethereum, even at its worst right now, is still nearly 2,000 pounds. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. And once you've invested, be patient. Don't be on Twitter. Don't be checking your account every hour, every day, because that's when people start getting emotional and scared. Just be patient. Just put it in there and allow it to grow. It's like planting a seed in the ground. Like you don't put corn in the ground today and then try to go harvest in a couple of days' time.
Remember I told you Dogecoin, my original Dogecoin was £11 for 11,000 coins.
Yeah, £11, you know.
And I forgot about it. Remember, then I said I just literally logged into the app and I was like, oh snap, I got Doge. I was like, oh snap, I got Doge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And £11 turned into
7.5K.
Yeah. So I was just looking, just laughing. So the other day when things are dropping down and people was dumping, I've gone and bought more Doge still. One of my boys from Philly, he put $3,500 and his thing went up to 360 on when mine was on 7.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. Yeah. So like, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna sell some, take profits. Yeah. And he's up.
The reason people are crying at the moment is because number one, people don't know how to take profit.
Yeah.
Like when you see people hodl, diamond hands.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean hold on forever, right? It means hold on when the market is low, and when the market is high, you have to keep taking profits. Yo, we're not investing for the fun of it. We're investing to make money, right? So if you're investing to make money, once you start seeing profits, you've got to start taking them. But even beyond that, like I'm a big advocate of cryptocurrency. But you've got to appreciate, cryptocurrency is not the only investment opportunities that are out here. It is a brilliant one, but yo, crypto is for people who have a high risk tolerance. If you don't have a high risk tolerance, cryptocurrency is not for you, right? There are stocks, yes, the returns are a little bit slower, it's a little less volatile, and so it takes its time. But if you invested in an index fund like the S&P 500, for example, if you know, S&P 500, you're almost guaranteed to be making a 10.9% return every year. If you start putting in, you know, a couple thousands here and there, just let that thing grow. Investment is a long-term strategy. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. So this is the mindset that people have got to change. I know there's so many stories, including with myself, that are out here with people who have made money off of crypto. But it's from people, first of all, everybody I know who's made money from crypto had a lot of money from before. Right? They had a lot of money from before to put into it, right? They didn't just go and put all of their life savings and then be stressing out about it. They had money from before. And secondly, there are people who have been in here for a minute. Even the newcomers who are starting to make some decent money, they've been in from at least 8 months. Because if you were in just before January, the prices were dead low. It's not too late to invest. However, you've got to understand that it's a cycle, right? It goes up and it goes down. It's a extremely volatile industry. And it goes higher and it goes down. And when it's down, you do absolutely nothing. If you've got some money, you buy some more. Other than that, you chill.
People are just putting every single penny that they can into crypto. And once they hit a low now, they're panicking. And you see the things here, like you said about the leaves being shooken earlier on. Even though shook is not a word, that's the Nigerian in me. You know, like Nigerians, we make our words shooking, shaking, they're all the same. So like even though you mentioned about the leaves and all that, the problem is people who, like you said, have made money before, had money, and they didn't put all their money into it. Problem is new people now are putting every single penny and trying to take a risk. And it's good to take risks, but the issue is now, you put every single penny, now you lose all of that, you panic sell, boom, because you got bills to pay. But now, the little that you've had saved, it's gone.
If you're new to this space, and you're now about to start investing, I would tell you, because yes, the markets are very low at the moment, but you've literally got a short 3-4 week, maximum 6 weeks window before everything starts shooting again, right? If you haven't gotten in already, my advice, if I was now starting to get involved in cryptocurrency, I probably wouldn't even get involved in this bull run. I wouldn't get involved in this bull run, because when you're in a bull run, everything is heightened, right? Everything is heightened. It is extremely volatile. I would say just wait, let the bull run end by end of 2021, early 2022. Everything is going to drop back. We would have blown off top and everything would go back to the beginning. And then you can start scooping up for cheap. And then go in it with a long-term gain. Go in it and give it another 2-3 years until the next halving of Bitcoin, and then there's another bull run. Do you know what I mean? Round about 2025, then you can start recouping real profits. Because right now, if you don't understand the game and you're getting involved, it's already too messy. It's already too messy. And what I don't want to give people the impression of is that this is the only investment opportunity that are out there. One of the things I was having a chat with one of my guys. We did a podcast last week, and I was saying to him that
Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz. Yeah. So I'm working on a new podcast coming out called Moving Mountains. Gonna drop later this year, and we were literally giving people a plethora of investment opportunities that are out there, because S&P 500 has never failed for the last 40 years to give people that compounded 10.9% interest over the last year, right? Over per year, right? But people still don't. People still are almost unaware of it, and it is probably one of the safest investments you could make.
If you had a million there, you're getting 10.9 every year. That's 109,000 every year.
You're getting 10.9.
So if you basically put 10 grand in there, you get me. You're getting 1,090
100%
every year. So the more.
And it just look, that's how investments work. It compounds over time. It compounds over time. Like I always keep saying, it's our generation that we're the microwave generation. We want everything now. We want to put food in the microwave and take it out in 3 minutes. And we want to take the exact same approach to investment and acquiring everything else in life. I celebrated my 14 year of business, 14 years of business a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, I've been on this journey. I just turned 33. I've been on this journey since I was 19 years old, right? When you've done something for so long, you make it look like you're an overnight success because you're still relatively young, right? But one of the conversations I was having with one of my mentees is, for the first 4 years, I saw zilch. For the first 4 years, I was earning about £250 a month. £250 a month, bro. And this is when I was on TV. Do you know how embarrassing that was?
Did any babes ask you to take them to Hackathon?
Bam! Listen, I was not even dating. Babes, I couldn't take you nowhere. I couldn't, listen.
That $250 a month for the guy at Hackathon.
No, that went onto my travel card.
You'd be eating boiled water.
Listen. We'll be eating dry jollof rice and tap water. Literally.
Can't eat jollof.
Well, that would have made the day all the way worthwhile, wouldn't it? What I would say to this guy, and every time we talk, it's like, I remember one of my mentees said to me years ago, and this guy, he said to me that I remind him of a Chinese bamboo tree, and he was like, the journey of entrepreneurship, the journey of building anything is like planting a Chinese bamboo tree. This is the peculiar thing about the Chinese bamboo tree. When you plant it, when you put the seed in the ground, for the next 4 years, this plant is going to grow about this tall. About 4 foot tall is all you're going to see. About 1 meter to 4 foot is all you're going to see over the next 4 years, right? You can water it, you can fertilize it, you can do whatever you want. That's all you're seeing for the next 4 years. And the reason is because even though this tree has the capacity to reach 80 to 100 foot, for the first 4 years, you see absolutely very, very, very little growth. But the reason you're seeing little growth is because in order for it to be able to sustain that level of growth, for it in its formative years, it has to dig deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the soil, right? And that's exactly what business and entrepreneurship and starting anything is like. Your first few years, you're gonna have to learn budgeting. You're gonna have to learn patience. You're gonna have to learn the game. You're gonna have to learn marketing. You're gonna have to learn sales. You're gonna have to learn tenacity, perseverance, all of these foundational, all of these roots that you're gonna have to build as an entrepreneur. This is where a lot of people quit, because on the surface, they're not seeing anything, right? People are telling you, you're wasting your time, your mum's on your case because they're not seeing what you're building. That was exactly the same for me. But in the 5th year, literally this Chinese bamboo tree will shoot from about 4 foot all the way up to 80 feet within the space of the 5th year. And that is for me the perfect metaphor. It's the perfect analogy for describing life, for describing business, entrepreneurship, or success in any field. In the formative years, you don't see anything, because even though growth is happening, it is internal. Right? You're having to look, I don't care where you're coming from, how educated you are, if you're coming into entrepreneurship, it is like jumping out of an aeroplane. It's like going skydiving. Mate, I don't care how many assimilations you do, nothing is going to prepare you like falling out of the sky and you losing your breath and you not being sure if the parachute is going to open, and any of that, you'll be catching your breath, your eyes will be watery. Like it is an experience that nothing can prepare you for. And that's the journey of entrepreneurship. But you've got to go through it. Everybody's got to go through it. But if you're able to persevere, when you reach that 5th, 6th year, it's almost as if that's when we start calling people, oh, this guy, he just blew up overnight. You've been an overnight success for 5, 6, 7, 10 years in the making.
Channels like KSI and Mr. Beast, where Mr. Beast has got like, I think 60 million subs or something like that. But everyone was just like, right, this guy just kind of blew out of nowhere. But to get to his first million subs, I think it took him 5 years to get to his first million subs on YouTube. Then what made him start to go viral was when he done a challenge. So basically, it was $1 million in cash, and $1 million in cash was in a box, and there's 4 people, and it was like to win $1 million, everyone had to keep their hand on the money, and it was like a thing that the last person to take their hand on the money wins. So if you needed to pee, you had to pee right there yourself. If you needed to go poo, you had to poo yourself right there. But the last person to take off his hand was some black man, so he won the $1 million. His channel, off that one clip, went viral, so people started watching old videos. So he started making a lot of money faster. So he started doing challenge. So before you know it, like now he's got up to 60 million. I remember when he hit 40 million like a few months ago. People would see it as overnight because he's now compounding at a faster rate and the money's coming faster, but it took him 5 years to get to that for that one idea.
People who are able to create that level of growth are people who have a solid strategy. Like, think about it. The number of times that I speak to men and I'm like, yo, what is your plan? You know, they're starting a business. I'm like, you know, and look, a lot of the times I don't blame people because we haven't been exposed to this information. I mean, in this level, in this day and age, we have so much information at the tip of our fingertips that it really isn't an excuse, really. But a lot of us aren't shown business growth strategies. A lot of people go into business without an exit strategy. A lot of us just don't have any strategies. It's like, I remember when I went into business because I wanted to go into business to be able to make a lot of money, but also to have freedom, right? So I didn't have to exchange my time for money and all of that good stuff. Mate, my first few years in business, I had no time and I had no money. Like, think about it, right? But the reason is because I realized that, I wasn't operating like a business owner. I was operating like I was self-employed. I might as well have had a job done. And that's how a lot of people go into business. They go into business not understanding that, in order to be able to create rapid growth, in order to be able to create growth spurs in my business, I need competent staff quickly. But you see, a lot of us people, we want to save money, right? We want to save money, and so we don't do any of that. You know, this is the one thing that one of the best exercises that I did at the beginning of my business is Don't fool yourself. I don't care if you work for yourself. Everybody has an hourly rate. Yeah. Everybody has an hourly rate. I realized that I was spending my time almost the equivalent of 1 day's worth of work a week. Just responding to emails. Just responding to emails. You know what that would pay me? That would pay me £12 an hour. I realized that I was spending another extra day's worth of work just doing customer service. Just do customer service. Admin was taking up 1 day. Customer service and attending to customers was taking me another day's worth of work. But what was really paying me the most amount of money was when I was doing sales calls. Sales calls was paying me £85 an hour. But I didn't realize this. So I was given the same attention as I would be given to sales, to admin and customer service, which was only paying me £12 and £15 an hour. Once I clocked that, I outsourced that to somebody else so that I can focus all my 5 days on just focusing on sales and earning my £85 an hour. It was at this point that I started to really exponentially grow because in anything that you're doing, the 80-20 rule applies, right? 20% of the activities that you are doing in your life or your business is bringing you 80% of the results, right? Your job and my job is to find out what that 20% is, give that the majority of our time and our energy, so that we can maximize the returns out of this, right? A lot of people go into this stuff not knowing how it works, and they just want to be everything. You open a restaurant, you want to be chef, you want to be a receptionist, you want to be answering phones, you want to be delivery boy, you want to do everything, and you realize why things aren't moving is because you're spreading yourself too thin. Once I started this strategy, literally from 4 years of making pennies, little money a month, literally about 9 months from this point, we brought in our first meal. And then after that, of course, you were able to then hire even more staff and exponentiate that on an even bigger scale. It took us 5 years to reach a meal. The next meal, it took us another 8 months to make the second one, and then just keep growing from there. Those little things when applied just make all the difference in your world. Y'all just need to understand, this is 2 days post scandals. Yeah, so if you find some hair or some nail or something, I'm not into fetishes. It hasn't been fully cleaned yet. This is just the initial clean. This is the pool area. For those of you who want pools, let me show you how this madness works. So I've got this pool cover, right? This pool cover, you push a button and it retracts into the ground, into the bottom of the pool, right? This pool cover, the straps of the pool cover broke 3 weeks ago. And when the pool cover comes off, the air condition unit in the pool room automatically come on to warm up the room and keep the pool warm. So because this was broken, which meant that the pool cover was open all the time, it meant the boiler was working overtime. And so 3 weeks ago, strap broke and then the boiler broke. The joys. I got somebody to come and fix the boiler. He went and bought the wrong part, came, tripped up the electricity on this part of the house, said it was the air conditioned unit. I got the air conditioned people to come in. They said that wasn't it. So then I had to thankfully I've got one of the guys, British guys, he's a friend of mine, literally 24 hours before the party, he came in after work on the Friday and he was like, yeah, I see what the problem is. I need to get this and this part. I'll go and get it on Monday. I'm like, bro, you don't understand. I need this working by tonight. So he literally went and got the part, came up the same night and worked. And so then the pool was starting to run again. But this is over 150 liters of water. Yeah, it's gonna take at least a week for it to get to the room temperature that people want. So,
you know in Africa, the coil rings and you put in the bowl.
Somebody said to me, somebody was like, can't we just boil water from the kettle and put it in the I'm like, do you know how many kettles of water you're gonna have to boil to put into the... Hey, that killed me. This is the games room and bar area. This is where... Hey, listen.
Hey, we white on the
Don't watch that. Don't watch that. I don't usually have a stripper pole in my house, but I just had a party.
Has it been sanitized?
Has it been sanitized? This was hilarious. You know when girls come and they get drunk, that's when they realize that they have talents that they didn't even know they had. This is how you know we're partying hard. When the speaker covers start to blow off. Both of these, I woke up and both of these speaker covers were off. Well, I woke up and realized that somebody slept here.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Rotted, boy.
Yeah. But this is, I don't really like people tampering this. Look on the floor. You see on the floor? Look. Somebody came and drank champagne, left it in my cinema room, but this wasn't even me. But this is my favorite room in the house. This is probably where I spend most of my free time. If I'm not working, this is where I enjoy all my movies, my Friday nights.
Which one? Porno movies. See this guy there.
See these Nigerians, yeah? We're not going upstairs.
No.
I'll just show you downstairs. I'll show you the other photo. And then that's my office, the most important room in the house. And then I decorated this room myself. I'm quite proud of this room actually. This is the executive lounge that I never use ever. I watch TV in here.
You know the man that always have those books that no one reads. They just stay in the same spot forever.
It's just inspirational.
Probably touch in like 2 years.
I watched TV in this room for the first time in lockdown last year.
Oh, for real?
So I probably watched TV in this room maybe 3 or 4 times. But other than that, I film in here. So I film my YouTube videos. Check out my YouTube, Sir Michael, and that, you know, plug.
Quick plug.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's about it, bro.
I'm surprised you ain't got, what's that bait book? Coffee table book.
The Tom Ford one?
Yeah.
Of course I've got it. I've got it. It's in the other family room. I've got it. I feel like the Tom Ford and the Chanel ones.
Those are the big ones.
Those are the, yeah, I feel like everybody should have one. Good
content today with Michael O. I hope you like the jokes. I hope you like the content we put out today. It's going to be more in the future. You're going to catch more of our other friends on the channel. And yeah, stay tuned.